Make sure you stay until the end. People make a common mistake that can cost you thousands of dollars, and we will explain what it is. Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair guys. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you having a Hyundai or Kia with a GDI engine. We'll be demonstrating on a 2.4 GDI, but even if you have a different one, the procedure might be the same. We'll explain the most common coolant leaks and practically almost every coolant leak that you can develop on a GDI engine. Before we start, let me just tell you a little bit about us. Every single car we get at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. Why we do that? Simply because our mission at the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. That way we can keep providing this free information to you. Now, if you need to buy any parts tools for a good price and quick shipping, check out the link in the description of the video below. That's where we get all our tools and supplies from. So with that being said, let's explain what can cause now coolant leaks. So we're going to start with something that's actually super common on higher mileage vehicles. Usually we're talking about the water pump. This is, guys, your water pump right here. The water pump can develop leaks from multiple places. One of them is the shaft itself. You have a seal here, and if it fails, it can start dripping coolant. Number two, it could be the gasket. If somebody didn't install it correctly, didn't clean it when he installed it, or didn't get it tight enough, you need to follow the torque specs, you may develop a leak here as well. Number three, it could be, guys, from the oil, from the water pump housing. That housing attaches with 5 bolts to the engine block, and it has a gasket there on the back side. So it could be from there as well, but it will be coming from underneath most likely. Number four, guys, there is one pipe that goes in the water pump housing, and it has an O-ring right here, and that O-ring, if it fails, it can start dripping coolant here as well. Nothing holds that pipe except that it's attached to the thermostat housing that attaches to the cylinder head, so it will put pressure on this side. Number five, you have another O-ring on that pipe towards the thermostat housing. It attaches with a 10mm bolt on this side. Number six, guys, it could be right here, the thermostat housing. Multiple places you can develop coolant leaks. Let's talk about that now. First, it's plastic, so it can deform over time because it's plastic. From the heat, being exposed to quite a bit of heat, it can deform and it can start leaking because it will not be contacting the cylinder head so good. But the most common thing is the gaskets right here. You have two gaskets that can easily fail, guys, because these two gaskets, they get flattened like this one. They're supposed to stick out, they don't. They get flattened, guys. They don't seal, and you start dripping coolant. You can develop coolant leak from the thermostat itself. It has a gasket that people install it the wrong way, guys. We have a special video about the thermostat replacement on the 2.4 GDI, and we share a common mistake how people install the thermostat gasket the wrong way, and that can cause leaks as well. It could be from the coolant temperature sensor that has an O-ring here as well, and you have two hoses going to the heater core. That's the heater for your car. You have a hose right here, upper radiator hose. You can see right there it's going. Lower radiator hose on this side, and you have two hoses for the throttle body. You can see them, two coolant hoses, one here, one on the back side. Make sure that they don't have cracks there as well, because that can develop leaks as well. The throttle body has two hoses. Also, another thing, it could be radiator hoses, upper, lower radiator hose, radiator itself. But one common thing that most people don't think about, right here, the oil filter housing on the front side of your engine. You have an oil filter housing that's cooled by coolant, and you have two coolant hoses that are exposed to quite a bit of elements there, because you always pick sand, snow and stuff like that. So you can see how much rust we have on those hoses. So here, those are coolant hoses that come, and they can break as well and develop leaks as well, guys. And one thing, you hope that's not the case. It could be, it could be actually a cylinder head gasket that can leak. The cylinder head gasket actually does three things: keep the compression in the cylinder, make sure the coolant stays in the coolant chamber, and oil doesn't mix with coolant, and oil just stays in its own place. But if that gasket fails, you can start leaking coolant from outside the cylinder head in some cases as well. So those are the most common ones, guys. Hopefully the video will be helpful to any of you needing help with coolant leaks on GDI engine. Thank you for watching and see you next time.